welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is JOAN.K Senoga, and thank you for tuning in once again to JOAN.K Natasha. And I'm currently thinking of changing the name to my channel, so I would be really glad to know some of your suggestions. What are the things that you think the names, or you think I should call my channel? So today, as it has always been, I'm so passionate about the topic of preparing for marriage, and I know it's really dragging on, but I know it is helping lots of people, and that's what I'm here for. All I want is to reach out to those people that I know that I need of it, of the content preparing for marriage. So today we are going to talk about different topics, and the first thing that we are going to talk about is the things that we have to really deeply know. And I'm going to talk about different things like expectations, mainly the expectations, how to deal with expectations before marriage. Most of the times, we all have our expectations to marriage. From childhood, you're thinking, maybe I'll get married to a prince, I'll have Prince Charming, and he will come riding on a horse. How we've always watched movies, and some people have different expectations of nze ngenda kuwasa muzungu, and other people have expectations of me. I'll get married to a rich man. We shall live in England, have breakfast in Paris, sleep in the Netherlands, and probably have our breakfast in, a different country. So that is your expectations. And then there are some others who are just Chona chechiri, I will survive as long as I'm married. And there are those that don't have any expectations really. So I wanted us to talk about as a young girl, as a young man, what are your expectations for marriage? So, and most of the girls, one thing I've noticed is that most women do not manage their expectations. And so when they meet a man, or they meet this young man, the first thing they think about is, he's tall, he's handsome, or I can do it, I can really deal with it. He's not that cute, he's not that, but I can stomach it. Or I think he makes me happy, that's all that matters. So you look at more of how is he going to appear in public with me, or how are we going to look like in the photos, like when it comes to our wedding day, and then you do not talk about things that are really crucial, and before you know it, you get into marriage and you are in hell, you're in shock, real shock. And managing expectations is something that has challenged so many marriages, so many marriages. And one thing I can say is, as a young lady or as a young man, you have to know, you have to sit down your partner, talk from A to Z. What are the things that you expect from me, and what are the things I expect from you? Because it is so different. We are born and raised differently. People come from different families, different cultures, and so us having to assume that marriage would work out because we love each other, my dear, love can just evaporate in the first week. Not saying it won't exist, but the things that you'll be shocked about will help you evaporate your love for your partner. You will stay loving them, but you feel you are exhausted. Yeah. So, what are the things that, as a young girl or a young boy or a young man, have to deal with? Yeah. So, one of the things is that the first major thing that I have noticed and seen uh, when it comes to the marriages around me, what I've seen, like different experiences, I've noticed that most of the women, all men, do not manage their expectations when it comes to managing the home. Okay, what do I mean by managing home? When you notice, like, when you wake up in the morning, you find like there's so many things that are under managing or running home. You find like when you wake up in the morning, you have to make breakfast. Um, Now it also comes to expectations, yeah. So like, let me just lay them out, like some of the things that are supposed to be done in the morning. You all have to take your showers, you all have to have breakfast, you all have to do the dishes, you all have to go to work, you all have to have lunch, you all have to do the dishes, you all have to, like, there are different things around, yeah. You have to buy the necessities at home, you have to deal with the bills at home. Like literally, by the time a day breaks, there are so many responsibilities that are inside the day. Yeah. So if you did not manage your expectations on how to run the house and how to manage home, you will be so shocked. And most men these days, it's more like ebikwatagana ne waka omukazi yamanyi. But have you tried to ask her expectations about how to run home? Because at the end of the day, now, like, let me bring this as an example. When I got married, I don't know, I've always been like, so, like at home, we last had a maid when I was in P3, so we had always done our dishes, done like everything, like so used to it, yeah. And and then I travel. I'm out for 3.5 years, like, and so in one way or the other, I started adapting to the life outside of Uganda. Fine, I have grown up as an African, and I know how to deal like an African woman, yeah. But I started adopting to what I was seeing, the culture that is in Poland, yeah. And in Poland, it's more like everything is done together. Yeah, it's done together. When Kera Kumacha, and I am, okay, like, let me say, if I'm sweeping the house, my husband will be probably washing dishes. And if I'm cooking, my husband will probably be cleaning the bathroom. Like, there's a way they work together. Or like if one is washing utensils, you find like one is wiping the plates. And if like there's a way it they do like help out each other. I'm not saying that in Africa it's not here. There are some men who do not really mind, like they really help out one another. But it all came in with expectations. So I come back, get married to my husband, and he's an African, like he helps out where he can, but he's not that type of person who's tuned to it of when I'm doing this, he's doing this. When I'm doing this, no. So my expectation was more like, oh, we love each other. We are so much in love. Like, yeah, I don't, when I know when I'm washing utensils, he's going to be doing this. And you know what? And so my first week, I'm like, what's going on here? So I asked him, I'm like, honey, how comes you live like this for me? How comes when I'm doing this, you're not helping here? How comes this and this? That is when he told me, honey, if you need help, just let me know. So I got to learn, I'm like, oh, I am back in Africa, like whereby if you need help, honey, nyamba kokoze bintu. And when I always ask, he helps, yeah? But until I asked about it, like he was not concerned because he wasn't, like, you know? So if I had not, like, if I had managed that expectation earlier, maybe I would have dealt with it, yeah? So it comes to different ways, like there are so many petty things that as a young girl and a young man you have to deal with, yeah? When it comes to managing the home, when it comes to finances, when it comes to sexuality, when it comes to your praying life, yeah? So many things, okay? So let's talk about mainly like breaking down each and everything. I'm going to just, because of time, I'm going to really like, I don't want the video to drag, yeah? So I'm going to talk about everything, like as a young man and a young lady, sit down and ask yourself, what are my expectations for marriage? When I get married, how do I expect to run my house? Eh? Get a pen, get a paper. Ogambe, I expect that when I do this, this will be done. Yeah? I expect that when it comes to paying rent, unless you already like having your own house or something like that, but if you know you're going to pay rent, when it comes to rent, what are my expectations? You might get married to a man who expects you to pay 50-50. Yeah, in Poland, that's the way it is. Yeah, you pay half of everything, even when you're living with your man, even when you go out to have dinners, what, everything. Most cases you tip in, you pay your bill, he pays his. Unless like otherwise, if you have a man who is, you know, because people are different. But what are your expectations? Write them down so that when you meet your man, you can really address them, yeah? Sit down, write, okay, what are my expectations when it comes to managing a home? Write them down. What are my expectations when it comes to health? Yeah? Because there are people who have routines and you say like, I cannot stand having maybe like having a guy who does not work out, or like I cannot stand like me not working out. So I expect that every morning me and my husband will be working out. Write it down, because when that time comes, when you meet the man or the woman that you're with and you're talking about marriage, there are things you'll forget to ask, yeah? So journal, like write down the things that you expect, your expectations for marriage. Let nothing catch you unaware, yeah? Sit down, write down, okay? So when it comes to finances, who is going to be dealing with the finances? I know most African ladies have this thing of like, of course, omusajja, my dear, you might get married to a man who does not feel that on him at all. At all. Nga yamanyi kasita nkeera nendekaweeza akameeza kyekyo kati go kwezeza akameeza. It's where you have to pay rent, it's where you have to, like, you will be like overwhelmed, yeah? So write down, when it comes to finances, who is dealing with the rent, yeah? Who is going to deal with the food? Those are my expectations. I expect my man is going to take care of me. Write it down. So when he comes, you tell him, these are my expectations. I expect you to take care of me. And let him address his expectations, like, and then see, like, find the middle ground, yeah? When it comes to sexuality, what do you expect from me? Yeah? Because omusajja ayinza okuba nga asuubira agenda kuwuuba buli lunaku, day night evening tuntu, day night evening tuntu, nga guy has his appetite, nga your expectations like sexually you know yourself, you've not really had a high appetite, you know, and out of the blue, you find you have a man who's going to take you on, like on, swing you day, night, evening. You know what? So, how are you going to deal with that? You did not talk about it, you know? So, write it down. What are my expectations? Yeah? When it comes to family, yeah? How many children do you want? How do you plan on raising children? How do you plan on disciplining your children? Because my dear, you will have a man nga ye wakwata ku mwana tabusi nsolo. You understand? So like managing your expectations before marriage is quite so crucial. So my dear ladies and gentlemen, please sit down for today's video. I don't want it to be long, so I just want to advise you, sit down, write down your expectations as you pray. And even prayer, you might expect nze omusajja wange alina okubanga mulokole, alina okubanga asaba, talina buzibu overnight, talina kukola ki. And then you find your husband is saying nze omukazi owange asaba ku Sunday. Nodda onogamba kasita mulokole, and you get married. You find that the guy tayagala byakusabira mu nyumba. Nga the moment you start bannange omuntu yajjirwa. You know? Like when the person, you think you got married to a born again, because you're both born again, and you think he's going to take it for granted that he will let you pray and scream and shout the African way. There are guys who will tell you, that's too loud, you know? So, manage the expectations. Write down, when it comes to prayer, I want to be able to fast. And when I'm fasting, my expectation is I want to, like, not to be intimate. Or how do I do my fasting, prayer and fasting? When I'm doing my prayer and fasting, I'm not intimate with anyone. I'm not, you know, like all those things, you know. Communication. You will tell a guy, if you don't talk about it, your expectations, the guy reaches and he's like, you know what, I don't want kids. You're already there. What are you going to do? Please write down your expectations, your expectations of your partner before you get married, and discuss each and every one of them precisely and well, so that you can have a good marriage. Because a marriage that you have discussed about things, you won't be shocked. You will never be shocked about something that you've talked about before, yeah? But imagine your husband just comes up and, you know, he does something funny, you're like, I didn't expect that from him. So you'll get one blow after the other, and before you know it, you cannot take it in. So, yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. I love you so much. For the people who are all subscribing, thank you very much. And turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss any video when I post. And please subscribe, share, comment down below. Yeah, and today the question I have wanted to talk about was, how comes, like, to comment down below. I want to know your thoughts. It's just a question that is lingering, like, in my brain. How comes men become more appealing and more sexy and more, they look good after marriage, and when it comes to us women, after marriage, there's a way we just, you know, for some reason, I don't know. But what are some of your thoughts? Like, I want to know, like, why that happens. Yeah, so comment down below. I love you so much. I stay Kumgisha Joan Senoga. Thank you. Bye. Until next time.